And we're live.
Yay. What?
Hello.
Yeah, we're here. Hello, people. Welcome to the Untitled Studios.
Planet.
Oh yeah, welcome to the Untitled Studios podcast number 6. We are your hosts. We have Mr. Classholes, who is currently typing on the screen. We have Mr. Hearth, who is awesome. We have Mike, who is awesome as well, and I am Stabby.
Very awesome. Super duper ultra awesome.
So well have to deal with this.
Number one special
Sorry.
customer.
As you can see, we totally we totally rushed for class.
What the?
Email.com.
Okay. I feel like his presentations have gone downhill.
I wonder if email.com is actually an email. That would be pretty funny if it was.
No subtitle.
Somebody's.
Oh no! There he goes.
Oh, shit.
Search for butts.
We're gonna see porn.
All right, there we go.
Okay.
I have a presentation for you
Is
guys.
that Beth from Walking Dead? Oh, never mind.
I'm not even sure. I've never watched that.
Fools.
Sacrilege.
Insert some of this. And all right.
B-roll.
So, hello.
B-roll.
I'm calling you today to present something. We've got some kids doing something or another.
Oh man, that's pretty good.
What? This thing I just made and misspelled. Sorry. I didn't have time to make a good presentation, so we'll have to deal with this. And that's the end. There is my email. If you'd like to.
Yay.
Excellent work, sir. Excellent work. I'm gonna have to start figuring out how to use that program, so I want to make some presentations too. I don't want to feel left out.
Good. Definitely start.
Oh yeah, definitely. I thought we would take some 5 rules. This is from one of the social justice warrior types.
If only there was some way for me to be an ally.
Yeah, 5 rules for being an ally to the social justice warriors. 1, understand your privilege.
Check yourself.
I've read a lot of the stuff on privilege, and I don't think they understand what the word actually means. So I try to, but unfortunately, I don't know that that's necessarily possible because I don't believe they're using the correct word. The number 2 would be listening to your homework. So you should listen to a lot of their nonsense and read as many of their blogs as you can to understand who you're helping.
Homework?
Definitely, yeah.
Wow.
Number 3, speak up, not over. And that's one I just would agree is a general rule of life. Don't be an asshole. You know?
That's a good one to follow.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Of course, we'll probably
interrupted or talked over anyone ever.
Yeah, definitely don't do that.
And no cutting on
we'll
people.
probably do that a little bit on the podcast.
Yeah, it's not like we've had times where 4 or 5 people are trying to speak and there's only 3 people on the podcast.
Yeah, no. Okay, number 4, you'll make mistakes, apologize when you do. And I'm not sure...
Cool. Yes, repent for your sins, thank you.
Yeah. Number 5, this is the best one, I felt. Ally is a verb. Yet again, I don't think they understand what those words mean.
Yeah. Inigo Montoya needs to say something about that.
Yeah, really. No, it was very funny. Like the video I saw was pretty much basically if you're going to be an ally, you're a second-class citizen, and you should pretty much just do whatever they tell you to do.
Oh yeah, that's how they get these people.
Yeah. Oh, and then
you can help us out, but I just go over there and feed me grapes or something.
Shut up and sit in the back.
Yeah. Back
and
of
then
the blog.
This is
Back of the blog.
pretty damn funny myself here.
Shut up and you get to the back of the podcast now. Fucking Rosa Parks or some shit.
Mike, for being the worst terrorist yesterday, you get to be on the back of the podcast.
That is true.
And this is just a short little thing.
I'm the best non-terrorist.
Nice.
But there's a game called I Get This Call Every Day.
What?
There's a game called I Get This Call Every Day. It's going to Steam. I thought this was really funny because I know that we're not really covering Gamergate or anything anymore, but this dude wanted to try to make sure that if you supported Gamergate, even if you bought the game, that you wouldn't be able to get the Steam key.
What?
How did he go around doing that?
I don't know, it didn't work, but I just thought it was such a silly, pointless fucking thing to do. I get this call every day, it's coming to Steam, and he was like, if you bought the game and you support Gamergate, I wanted to make sure you didn't get a Steam key. Unfortunately, that plan just didn't work out. It's such a silly, pointless fucking thing to do. I'll put a link in the description so if anybody actually gives enough of a shit to read that, they can, but I thought that was so ridiculous.
I think we just found a new game to Let's Play.
Oh, yeah, definitely. No. I think you have to buy it, though. But it's about being in a call center, from what I gathered from reading the article earlier. I don't know if anybody else has anything fun to bring up.
Nope, I think that's about it.
That's it. We should just call the podcast off. We're all done.
Shit-powered buses.
All right.
I have this, the Antoine Dodson thing I was telling you about. He actually won. He beat that big meathead guy. Didn't punch him at all, but he did beat him. Basically what happened was, big meathead guy gets one hit on him, and he just falls to the ground. Then he's trying to go after him, even though he's down and on the ground or whatever. And the ref actually takes the big guy down, and the big guy sustains an ankle injury. So
wait, the ref takes the big guy down?
Yeah.
The ref just do like a tackle or some shit?
Yeah, he was like, the big guy was getting out of control, so the ref had to do something. And big guy got an ankle injury, and so Antoine won like
by
default.
Yeah, by default. And basically
he proved his manlyhood.
Yeah, oh yeah, he definitely did. Antoine Dodson is milking this for everything he can.
I would. Are you fucking kidding me? He got famous for just saying like a couple of stupid comments on a news program. Like, why would you not try to make money off of that?
They are raping everybody.
I believe he just challenged Justin Bieber or something to a fight.
That'd be awesome.
Yep.
Oh God, I want to see that. Well, because I think I would actually lay money on Antoine Dodson at that point.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of people I think Justin Bieber could beat up. Small children, nuns,
frail old people.
Actually, I wouldn't wager anything on nuns.
It'd be awesome if Bieber came out and he's like a kung fu master.
Like, he just comes out and he just starts laying out with fucking Bruce Lee moves and everybody's just like, oh, fuck it.
Well, if you have that much money, you can definitely afford a nice trainer.
We don't have a segue, do we?
We have a segue.
Oh, we have a segue.
Speaking of Bruce Lee, we have the second coming of Bruce Lee.
Finally.
And let's see, should I screen share the shit out of this?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm not entirely sure. Hold on.
Oh, wait, if it's a video, we can't really play the video on the screen.
We can't? Never mind.
No, if you want to find a picture or something, that'd be fine.
You could just describe it to us in graphic.
Yeah, we'll leave a link so people can watch the thing, because we're leaving links now.
Okay, then I gave you the link for that one. So,
if you describe it to me, I'll act it out with this Undertaker action figure.
That's a good idea.
Or that was not something I would have expected class to have, much less have two hand.
Hey, I dated a girl that almost got ran over by the Undertaker.
Really?
Yeah.
So wait,
if you're a fan of wrestling, class, there's a comedian that you ought to watch. What's his name?
Comedian.
I wish I had the others with me. I used to have a bunch from when I watched wrestling.
Once upon a time.
Wrestling is totally real.
Oh, it's absolutely real. Well, the athletics of it is real. I think everybody can agree on that.
Yeah.
People get fucked up, and they really do a lot of work. Yeah.
It does take quite a bit to actually do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, when I met the Undertaker, he actually had a fucked up hand.
Oh, I bet
he couldn't shake his hand.
Ric Flair, who's been wrestling since he was like, I don't know. Anyway, he's an old man now, and he's been wrestling
such a pussy.
At least 40 years.
I hate that cocksucker.
Because he's bladed his head so many times to get blood in a fight that if you just like rub his head really roughly, he'll start bleeding there. That's how
I do.
That's how
all the time.
Oh yeah.
Jesus.
What is it? Duncan Trussell. That's what I was going to say. He almost got a job writing for the WWE.
Huh.
So he's a really funny
comedian. I have no idea who the hell that is.
If you ever get a chance, Google Duncan. If you ever get a chance, Google Duncan Trussell or YouTube him. He's got some pretty funny shit.
Okay.
All right. So anyway, back to the karate and Undertaker.
So yeah, what is it? A Kung Fu fan from Kabul has shot to social media fame after posting a picture of himself striking a pose to martial art legend Bruce Lee. He looks almost like exactly like Bruce Lee. It's
He
just
is Bruce Lee.
uncanny.
Well,
Yes.
you know, that just goes to show that the character creator that
Reincarnation.
God uses is limited. There's only so many options.
Oh, you know, there was something else that came out of Kabul this week, and that was some lady had the nerve to walk down the street with bare legs.
What?
Nothing.
Oh,
Nothing.
Oh
covered
man,
up.
what did they
I
do? Just
hope-
throw her in the middle of the fucking road, just fucking crack her skull?
I hope they send
Oh, no.
Bruce Lee after her.
Well, see what they did with these sick bastards is instead of reprimanding her on the spot, they filmed it and they posted it up online and it went viral. And the city is shocked. It's in a state of complete disarray. It's just terrible. It's a graveyard out there.
Oh
Oh
no.
man, you know,
What if
one
they
one
start
poor woman
driving
walks down the
cars?
road. I mean, that's
My heart goes out to Kabul today.
Why do they hate women so much?
I don't know. Why do American people hate men so much? You know,
Well,
not American people.
they are pricks.
Yeah. Well, I mean, why do the feminists hate men so much? I should say.
Because we're evil.
Oh, inherently evil, of course.
Yeah.
As
We
you
are,
see from that
we are
face.
pretty douchey.
Oh, that
We do have
face.
penises, after all.
Yeah.
Proof positive.
What was it? There was one thing I saw that they were quoting some text from one of the feminist, what do you call it, academic articles or books.
Quote.
I had to do the air quotes because it's such bullshit. But it was saying something about how like sex in and of itself is rape, and there can be no such thing as consensual sex.
Wow.
Oh, so it's like one of those like
Stepped on that, have they?
them.
That's wow.
It was maybe one of the funnier things I've seen. It was just
No,
like,
I've
really?
heard
All
that.
right.
I've heard that.
No.
There are a few things like
No.
that, like 100 ways a man is a rape supporter, which is basically like cut everybody who remotely disagrees with us out of your life. You don't need them. They're real like cultish stuff. And I've also seen also that all PIV sex is rape. Because it's just, her argument was basically, it's just too gross. Like, it's penetrating something.
Okay, but
Well, just
who's
admit that you like
being
pussy
raped?
and then move on. You know,
Okay.
she likes pussy. She doesn't like dick. You know, get over it. There's nothing wrong with that.
If all sex is rape, then I've been raped.
There you go.
I'm so
No, you
sorry.
can't be raped because you're a man.
Who
unfortunately.
who determined that the woman was the one that was raped?
No, I'm sorry. It is just by your very nature, you are incapable of being raped, despite the fact that most rapes are actually of men. Although, to be fair, a lot of those are by other men. But, you know.
And probably
My favorite
No.
kind in prison.
Although, since we are speaking of
Segway.
rape, yeah, there we go. This is something class sent.
It's a
and,
shitty ass segue.
I think
Oh.
I've seen it too, and everybody's.
Has Bruce Lee been caught
Oh, yeah.
raping someone?
This was
no.
last week. Last week, Viola brought this to us, which is why I wanted him to come here. He brought us a story about this case of rape at University of Virginia that Rolling Stones was making an article about. And he basically said he thought it was BS. So I wanted to get him here to give us a chance to tell us that he told us so. But
Well,
unfortunately,
I said it was
told you
probably
so.
not true either.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we all agreed that it was likely not a really accurate article.
I thought it was sensationalized. I didn't doubt that it could have happened, but
Yeah, but no, this was definitely
I was
funny.
like, no, that's just too good to be true. This is but
Yeah.
anyway,
I'm not surprised that key details turned out to be slightly different from what they were reported.
yeah.
Well, what it seems like is that according to the people who are friends of the person who supposedly were witnesses to the aftermath, where she was outside the frat house getting help, said that the details of the attack have changed over time, and they haven't been able to verify key points.
Well, yeah, that's what
Something like
happens
that.
when details change continually. It becomes very hard to verify them.
At one point, it was one of the people that the lady identified was a university lifeguard, but she was actually giving the name of a student who belonged to a different fraternity, and no one by that name has actually been a member of the alleged frat, Phi Kappa Psi.
Yeah. You know.
And essentially, there's a lot of other stuff that.
Sometimes you just don't do your job as a journalist. It's just how it works.
Sometimes you just sensationalize things and take people at their word instead of doing some actual investigative work, like I suggested.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it sounds to me like it might be a case where she has maybe some mental health issues, and they're manifesting in delusions of previous wrongs. And it may be that it was like one dude that sexually assaulted her, and her brain turned it into something else to deal with it. Maybe that nothing ever happened. Who knows?
So it's kind of like those people who they always get up on the TV Jesus 24-hour networks and say like, yeah, my family was a part of this. I remember one specifically that the guy said my family was a part of this organization that was like a part of the Illuminati and they worshiped the devil or something, and he thought this was true. Like he thought his whole family was at one point a part of the Illuminati.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty deep rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Well, and the key thing with this sort of accusation is I have such a hard time believing that an entire fraternity would condone gang rape, and that not one person would ever be like, hey guys, that's not cool. I'm going to go tell the cops.
Yeah. Usually when
ridiculous.
Usually when I'm around a bunch of dudes and like something bad is happening to a female, like the dudes are usually like, we're gonna go beat the shit out of that guy that's trying to fuck with her. Like it's usually
usually a lot of white.
We're gonna help that person type of thing. Not to say that fucked up shit can't happen,
Yeah, I was in bar / stage for like bands and stuff. They had like big bar restaurant stage thing, and like a couple of girls I was hanging out with were basically harassing some other dude, and then stole his chair to use as like a table for some reason. And then when he got back, because he was blitzed out of his mind, he got back, he was really angry and grabbed one of them by the arm, and within like maybe half a second, there were like 4 guys, and this poor guy was like in a chokehold, slammed against the wall.
Yeah.
And like, keep in mind, the 2 girls in this were definitely the people who started the fight and were totally the aggressors up until the point where he just grabbed one of their arms.
Yeah, but he stepped over a line when he went physical.
I don't necessarily agree. He wasn't doing anything other than grabbing somebody's arm when they were trying to like walk away from him instead of giving back the chair that they stole. I mean,
you step across a line once it gets physical, though.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah,
when you start grabbing people, all bets are off. It's like you fucked up.
Yeah,
I put your hand on somebody's shoulder or something. I think you're.
No, he wasn't just gently tapping her on the shoulder. You said he grabbed her. Like
or you like grabbed somebody's shoulder.
That's a violent action.
You're just gonna walk off, in the middle of a situation. Yeah, there's a point at which it's like there's a gray area.
I mean, does he deserve like
no gray area?
Oh, those dudes were about ready to kill him. The bouncers had to
people.
come in and pull the dudes off of him in order to get him out the door.
Yeah.
And he was belligerent and drunk, and he wasn't a very nice person. Yeah. But keep in mind, like, these 2 girls created this entire incident themselves.
But they didn't turn violent or get physical.
Well, they got physical when they stole his chair.
No, they didn't touch him.
That's physical. We're talking
not physical, dude.
But if you want to start a fight with somebody,
violence against a chair.
That's what happens.
If the chair wants
violence
to
against chairs.
No, if you start a fight, you get to deal with the consequences.
No, sorry. You can have an argument without things turning violent, much like we're probably doing right now. And if you turn violent and start grabbing me, you are wrong.
Yeah, you know what? And if you keep talking like that, I'm going to come right out to Ferguson and show you what for.
I think there's a place for physicality. I don't think that it's necessarily right or wrong. I'm saying it happened. I'm saying it's a gray area.
When you got a drunk, belligerent guy grabbing you, gray area is over.
No, I've dealt with that before.
Like, you're drunk.
No, it's not.
You're obviously out of control, and now you're putting hands on me.
No, if I was over and just pissing all over the drunk, belligerent guy and calling him names and pissing him off, and he turns around and grabs my arm and he's like, what the fuck, dude?
Well, that's...
there you go.
He's still wrong.
Girls were over there being belligerent and harassing this dude and took his fucking seat.
But they didn't cross the line.
He grabbed the arm and he's like, what the fuck?
Hold on a second there. So you're saying...
So I can just grab you and it's cool.
you're like pissing on him and stuff
well,
like
not
that.
literally
It's a little
pissing,
different.
but yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Literally
like,
pissing
I'd
on
say
the guy. Like,
that's a clear, like, you clearly stepped over the line, but if he were to just, like, take their food and get it off of his chair and then sit back down, then he wouldn't have crossed the line. That would have been fine.
It's a difference between using being verbal and then starting to get physical. If you take someone's chair or something like that, it is that kind of line between still being physical with somebody, but I like Undertaker sitting on your shoulder. That's priceless. That's it. That's physical. But no, the instant you touch somebody, and it's a big deal, especially with line of work.
It's like fighting words. Like, that's all bullshit.
Yeah.
It's like, you need to be in control of yourself. If someone says a word that you don't like, you don't get to go punch them because they said something. You know, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, okay, well, I can definitely refute that.
Even though I think it's in the Constitution, fighting words are.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was one of
But they're bullshit as well.
But that falls more
if somebody's
under,
holding a gun and says, I'm going to go shoot your mom right now, you're going to go beat the fuck out of them, right? You know what I mean?
No, you're going to call the police.
That's not fighting words, dude.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying that's all they did was make a verbal threat.
That's a threat.
Well, threats are against the law already.
You're conflating fighting words with threats.
The fighting words, it falls more under if you are kind of square enough,
and then
you say, it's like, come on, hit me in the face, like you're trying to egg on the physical action, and then I hit you in the face. You know, then if the cops come in and break.
You're talking about legally? Yeah, no, legally that's not true. I just think that there's a difference between legality and morality. They're not necessarily the same thing. Legally, Trayvon Martin got shot for having fucking Skittles and tea. It's not moral.
Well, you know, we got a thug off the street.
You know?
Not sure
we got a violent thug and a Skittles dealer off these streets. You know what? I say that's worth it.
The Skittles dealer is still there, doing just fine.
The Skittles dealer.
All we did was take out one dude that just wanted some Skittles.
I bet that sick kid had an Arnold Palmer too. What a violence.
Even I break every once in a while, man. I can't stop hitting that Arnold Palmer.
Yeah, I know. We need to get it off the streets for real.
It's a vice.
It is.
And I want at least one person going, "What the fuck's an Arnold Palmer? What kind of trunk is that?"
And speaking of vices, I have this story. So a Russian intelligence agent, who's for all intents and purposes just a misandrist, she tried to get Edward Snowden to marry her. Over Twitter. So
who wouldn't?
What?
Yeah, so she's a Russian spy. She's a Russian spy, and she was ordered to try and seduce Snowden so he'd extend his stay in Moscow, and the Russian government could.
Oh, because they wanted more intelligence from him.
Awesome.
So
I'm a spy.
She seems to believe that men compete. Men are just these primitive animals who need sex only, and
that is true.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly, it's true.
She says there's some that want to, the smarter ones who want to be loved, and the third group, she says, she wants to be loved and experience that love as the most beautiful feeling in their lives. Yeah, so she's a really odd character, and she tweeted him, "Snowden, will you marry me?" That was her. That was her seduction of him.
Oh baby!
Yes.
Tons of retweets and favorites. So
you can just send him naked pictures. That probably works better.
Yeah, that might get him a little to spend a little more. Yeah, don't put our email and password up, dude. What's up? Don't do
put up the email and password. Do it quick.
Are you gonna read some of the art of the tweets or something, or?
Oh, I was just looking. I'd never looked through them, but it looks to be all inspirational quotes.
All inspirational quotes.
Mm-hmm.
I have one that's actually I thought was really, really funny. So there's a new law proposed by a New Jersey lawmaker.
Yay.
And essentially it would make rape by fraud an actual crime. And let me explain to what he means by that.
Fraud.
He means if a man or a woman claims to be filthy rich in order to get you to sleep with them, that they are then guilty of rape by fraud. It would be sexual assault.
See, no, that's ridiculous. This is like coming from the idea that if you aren't completely forthcoming with someone, it's rape. because
it is. It's absolutely that.
Known that they weren't completely aware of the situation, which is ridiculous.
I mean, you could just like actually get to know the person before you immediately sleep with them, and then
then the way it's written is
you could
really
check
bad.
to see if they're telling the truth, and it's not like they're a legal contract like you will sleep with me because I have this amount of money.
Yeah, this is the exact
didn't
same
it basically
idea
essentially legalize prostitution?
Yeah, that would be something different, wouldn't it?
It would essentially legalize prostitution.
Yeah.
And it would make it so that if you didn't pay the hooker, you got sent to jail because it'd be an equal crime.
Which, pay your hookers, people.
Definitely.
You always got to pay your hookers.
Leave the money on the dresser.
Yeah, take a note from the CIA, or no, the Secret Service, I mean. Definitely always to your Brazilian prostitutes.
Colombian prostitutes.
And that's
Colombian prostitutes? I thought it was Brazil.
12-year-old boy prostitutes, especially.
Oh, yeah, no, they make a big mess. No, but let me read which one is an act of sexual penetration to which a person has given consent because the actor has misrepresented the purpose of the act or has represented he is someone that he is not.
Of the act.
Yeah, the purpose of the act.
How do you misrepresent the purpose of the act?
But that would include, like, if you go out with your buddies to, like, a bar and you dress really nice, even though you're, like...
Oh, yeah.
Like
every time I go to a job interview...
You're misrepresenting yourself.
Every time I go to a job interview,
you then have
always misrepresented myself.
What?
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty ridiculous. I don't think it's very likely to pass. Like, let's be honest. It's pretty fucking stupid, but...
Oh, no. This is going to be shot down easily.
Yeah, well, because it's so poorly written too. I mean, it's on top of it's
just dressing up. If you dress up for prom, that's not who you really are. You don't really have a limo, and you don't really wear a tuxedo all the time.
And then if you're going to get laid, you would then have rape.
Wow.
I know it's unfortunate. What are you going to do?
Show up to a job interview, and you dress up for that. Maybe present yourself in the best possible light. Fraud.
Yeah.
I agree with this a lot because having played Crusader Kings 2, I know the importance of hold on now. I know the importance of having to, go back and borrow from the Middle Ages because it was such a great time. So I really like the idea of bringing back fashion police to really, show that class divide.
Fascist police, you mean? Not fashion police?
Today's podcast brought to you by
Paradox Interactive. But no, fashion police is a great idea. They've existed before and they should exist again.
They got a passion for fashion.
And they're militant too.
And
I just thought it was such a silly law. It's so ridiculous.
So I propose, like, when you're caught doing this, we take you to the town center. You're hung up with the stocks, kind of like so.
Do we get to throw rocks at you?
Yeah, and we get to throw tomatoes at them.
Oh,
just like in the Middle Ages, or maybe rocks, whatever.
No, I prefer burying them up to their neck and then throwing rocks at their face.
Yeah, maybe we'll quarter them and castrate them.
Ouch.
Well, that sounds pretty reasonable. I mean, as long as we're being reasonable about it, I can get on board with that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Extreme. Not at all.
No. Tie them up in a burlap sack with a monkey, a dog, and a snake, and throw them in the water.
We should, we should cast them off to like a tribal island so they can get eaten by the natives. Either that, or the natives worship them as a king,
or as a god.
I forgot which happens. Could be either.
The light-skinned gods.
Yeah.
Well, no. See, first they got to find the crystal skull, and then Indiana Jones. Sort of uses his walker to fight off the natives, and
then they gets in a refrigerator, and there's aliens.
Oh man, I love it. It was like they even showed the little sign on that like lead line, like that was really gonna make him survive a nuclear blast at fucking ground zero.
That makes it plausible, dude.
That was beautiful. Like at any point, any of that is even remotely believable because.
Hey, he jumped out of a plane and opened a fucking raft on a mountain. Like, that gotta pass. So I don't know.
Well, no, the Mythbusters did that, and it fucking worked.
Really?
Really?
They tested that. They had not necessarily the sliding down the mountain part, but dropping people in a raft, inflatable raft, out of a plane, and they survived.
No, I don't believe
It
that.
actually
I don't
slowed
believe
down
it.
descent enough.
Didn't happen. Only in Minecraft.
Did it?
Oh, in my
I reject your reality and substitute my own.
There you go. I think that's one of those ones where the fact that it actually could have happened has no bearing whatsoever on the people that made the decision, because I doubt those people had any idea whatsoever that that was going to
Oh,
happen.
they didn't care. They were making a movie.
But I mean, you go into a movie with suspension of disbelief. I just like that they tried to prove it like a little bit like, all right, here, we'll fucking head off the trolls at the pass. You know, because it's like we all know that there really wasn't a nuclear bomb and it was just a green screen and computer animation, but
And tennis balls on screen.
it's like the people that got arrested for Lolicon stuff or whatever. It's like, well, those aren't really kids. I mean, it's gross, but they're not really kids been in there. It's drawings.
Oh, I liked it when they banned pictures of women whose breasts weren't big enough because you could construe that.
Oh, yeah, is that in
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's essentially Lolicon. Yeah.
What?
There's a couple people that have gone to jail for that, for just like the hentai like stuff. Like, yeah.
Wow.
And it's like at the end of the day, well, those aren't really.
That's
children.
like that's a victimless thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It is kind of gross at the same time. You know, it's like, well, it is kind of creepy. So I mean, I don't feel terrible because they probably had other stuff, but you know.
Yeah,
Well, as long as they're not hurting anyone.
That's the one action that got them caught. Well, if you check their basement.
Yeah, how many kids are in the basement?
There's lots of creepy things that people do. Like if someone wants to spread honey all over their body and masturbate to My Little Pony, sure, it's weird and creepy.
Well,
yeah,
I
don't know if they should go to jail for it. They didn't hurt anything.
That's a fair point. And then here's one that Klaas shared with me. I don't know if he still has it, but I thought this was maybe the funniest goddamn thing ever.
Oh, my man.
Wait,
I forgot about that.
Him.
Yeah, he allegedly impregnated 4 of his guards while running a criminal empire from prison.
I mean, that's the safest place to run your criminal empire from. Just saying.
Yeah, they've indicted 13 prison guards.
Wow.
What's interesting about this article, to me at least, is that they go on to talk about the incredible wage gap that prison guards are under compared to like police officers.
So you're saying a vital part of our community is being underpaid?
Well, I just think it's interesting. I would never have thought of that. Like, before seeing this, I would never have thought prison guards got paid really shit money.
Oh, no, corrections in general is just absolute bull. Yeah. You do not do that for money.
Yeah, I did not know that, but I don't think that's something that would have been basic information to the general public.
Any career that we need that's, like, essential, we are going to pay you shit for it for some reason. Like teachers.
Yeah, teachers.
You know, it's like, what are you doing?
The only thing if something that's vital to us that you get paid a shit ton of money for is being anywhere in the health field, like a doctor or nurse.
Yeah.
As the only time we actually.
Nurse.
Well, yeah, because that's like they're not being paid by the government; they're being paid by privately funded. But not everybody gets to enjoy them. So.
Yeah, well, I mean,
if you go to like Canada or Europe, they're making 2 to 3 times less than our physicians are.
Well, they're still making more money than the average person, though.
Yeah.
They're still in the upper tier of income. They're just not making an absurd amount of money.
And poor people who have to die in the streets.
Probably are only in like 150 to 200 grand a year range.
I'd much rather them make less than to have people dying because they can't afford to, pay for chemotherapy or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's absolutely ridiculous. But if you look at this guy, I mean, he can't even turn those bedroom eyes off for like this here. I mean.
I'm basically wanting to suck his cock right now.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, that's just a sweet, pretty man.
I've been doing this part of the podcast on my knees already. Come on.
Yeah. I need to get to prison.
I think the best part about this is a few of the guards actually got tattoos of his name on them.
one on their neck and one on their wrist.
He's got to be. He's got to be like one of those people that can just walk into a room and just. Everyone falls under his spell of how charming he is.
Probably he has money.
Well,
he can start a cult, basically.
We're helping him out.
Yeah, so Anyway, this guy's a pimp. Podcast over. Forever.
Yeah, we're gonna go.
We're just gonna go follow his lead.
I don't think we can top this story. So goodbye.
Yeah, no, that is one of those ones where you look at it and you're just like, wow, man, that is brutal.
Damn.
Good job.
And then, if nobody else has anything, the UK porn filters. I don't know if you guys have heard about that.
Fuck.
Mm-hmm.
No, please tell us more.
So, let's see, I'm looking for the list of stuff they blocked. They blocked a bunch of stuff that was really apparently not all that bad, to be honest.
They blocked like some BDSM stuff like spanking.
Yeah, spanking, fisting.
There was a rumor that blocked female orgasms, but that's not
golden
true.
showers. Yeah.
What?
Oh, they didn't actually block female orgasms?
No.
I thought they
was
blocked
disappointed by
squirting.
that.
That's a rumor, anyways.
No, this is a rumor. It's not real.
Yeah.
What is this? It says it's Forbes. I
Female
would assume that they
orgasms.
were fairly accurate in their reporting, but then again, you know,
Did they get
Rolling
rid of
Stone was so
the?
far off, you know.
Did they get rid of the underage hentai stuff?
I don't know.
No.
The more Pokemon porn.
The parliamentary members like that too much. They kept it.
Too
Especially like the
many of them were
underage
doing-
porn
yeah.
stuff.
They're huge about tentacle porn. They're just like, they're all about it.
And their
Yeah,
pants.
especially if it's kids. I just thought it was silly. It's such a silly. Like, no, we can't have this kind of porn, but we can
So
have that kind.
blocking 1/5 of all websites. So like.
Oh no, I think they're talking 1/5 of all porn websites, but yeah.
No, I think
that's
like 1/5 of all websites on the internet.
That's got to be a
Oh, really?
huge number.
Oh, yeah. No. Porn makes up a pretty big percentage of all
Yeah.
websites.
It's got to be a huge
Yeah.
number of websites, but still, they're not going to have any problem finding porn.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
the
Like,
test.
the internet was built for porn.
There's
Yeah,
a song
here we
for
go.
that.
It survived Anita Sarkeesian's. It survived Kim
Well, she's
Kardashian's. It
like a little
survived
kid,
all
you
sorts of
know.
stuff. The internet can handle it.
Yeah, my heart will go on.
Yeah,
Mike and
Sarkeesian's just like a little kid. Her and her
The
groups
net
are
will
just
go
like
on.
children. They're like silly children that just don't like really understand the real world.
Yeah, but silly children who don't understand the world tend to be in charge.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And then
Well, that's
they
because
get
people who
listened
don't
to by
understand the real
other
world are
people
like, I don't
that.
have time for this shit.
Yeah.
Like, man, I got other shit to do. Peace.
So we're worried about porn.
Did you guys hear about
Yay.
speaking of porn, David Pakman interviewed a porn star for like she was a part of Gamergate, and he interviewed her for whatever reason. Like
Gamergate porn?
No. I'll tell you what she did. She was gonna do a live stream to raise funds for some charity for able gamers or disabled gamers, and so.
Oh, and they turned it off because she was going to do porn stuff or something?
No, they took it off because she was a part of Gamergate, and they thought that they might be associated with Gamergate if she would be...
Wow.
Wait, which streaming service did that? Because I wonder if that's even legal. You know what I mean? Like at a certain point. You can't just shut people down.
Oh, no, they didn't shut down the stream. They just said, the charity said, oh, we don't want to... we don't accept the funds from your stream, yeah. So they chose another...
That's fucking dumb.
Oh, yeah.
Or whatever.
It's like when the charity organization wouldn't accept money from Jerry Springer because they didn't like the show. And it's like, the money's going towards a cause. It's like, shut the fuck up and take the money.
It's not like each individual dollar has, like, I love Jerry Springer written on it. You know what I mean?
It actually does.
The money itself has done nothing wrong.
I've spent my entire life writing that on every dollar I can find.
I mean, I can only understand to the
At this
level
point.
of thinking that if, let's say, Jerry Springer, he gives a bunch of money, it's like, well, now Jerry Springer kind of endorses this kind of charity. It's like they don't want his name on there because they don't like the guy. It sounds really selfish. I mean, but I kind of understand it from a shitty PR stand or kind of.
Well, it's like being endorsed by the Nazis.
Yeah, it's like if Hitler goes, hey, you know what? I really want to give to this charity. It's like,
Yay.
no, I'm good. I don't want it.
That was illegal, and you will have your house kicked in 3, 2.
You will accept my charity.
No, we don't have any views yet. I don't even think...
Look, he's already gone dark. They've shut him down.
Oh, shit. They did.
Sorry. I can turn off.
Don't shoot. I'm not black enough for that. I'm too white to die.
Look at my wallet and bank account. I'm part white.
Oh man, that would be. If anybody was going to have that happen, it would be.
Look! I can't even jump. I can't already get off the ground.
Oh man. Well, the thing that gets me is like if you're the starving kid in Africa and they're like, well, we can't take this money because it's from somebody who's associated with
because the Nazis donated it.
I'd love to hear that explanation to that kid who's like, so I'm going to die of hunger because
you didn't like those guys.
You don't want to be associated with that group. That's cool.
What was that?
All right, I guess that's all right.
That's cool.
I'm dying for a good
As a
cause.
fucking fly lands on my eyeball.
You don't like Gamergate. Yeah, cool, man. Thanks. It's all right.
And it's like, okay, I can't get my new wheelchair because why is that? It's like I'm gonna be stuck in this old thing with square wheels because for political reasons.
Man, those were the days. Square wheels.
Like run away from lions and shit. The square wheels.
God damn it! I can't even get an octagon up in this bitch.
Oh, man.
Shout out to cartoons.
They wanted to upgrade to the octagon.
That is a hell of an upgrade.
I'm
pretty sure you have to go through hexagon first, though.
Oh God.
Maybe if the Nazis would finally do their part, they could upgrade to full circles.
Nazis.
That's too high end. That's too high end. You can't go circles.
Oh, it's too fancy.
Yeah.
Maybe if you're lucky, you can get an oval.
An ellipsoid.
Then at least just work with the momentum and kind of ride it like a wave.
Oh god, I want to see that explanation to like the group of people that wanted help, or needed help, I should say.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're all dead now.
No, I'm sure it's not that.
They didn't get the help.
Nonetheless, it's one of those things that's such a silly concept. No, we don't want money. We don't want money because it's from a tainted group.
If the Nazis want to donate money to our group so that we can give it to starving children, that's cool with me. Like,
Hey, if the Nazis want to
I still don't like the Nazis, but
Yeah.
But now I have their money. Cool.
Yeah. Now the money can be used for non-Nazi activities.
Nice. Yeah, that's the funnier part, because at the end of the day, even if you don't agree with the group giving you the money, you can use it to help people that make them look worse.
I'll take that money and try to stop them.
There's kind of like a silver lining because now the event's getting more attention and they actually are giving all the funds to somebody who wants it, to a disabled person who wants it.
Yay.
Oh, they're just giving it to like some random person?
I think she knew him before, and he's like, I actually don't know his situation, but yeah, he is disabled. Like he can't walk.
That's cool. As long as the money goes to like a deserving individual that really needs it.
Yeah.
That's just so sad that the charity would be like, no, it's associated with Gamergate, and I'm not going to take that.
Yeah, and Gamergate's not as bad as Nazis.
Yeah, if it were like
not even close,
it would be a little less difficult to understand. But
the explanation they gave was like not that Gamergate was bad necessarily, but that
they just didn't want to be involved at all.
Yeah, they just didn't want to seem like they were taking a political stand.
Yeah.
By helping people.
Like, look, we don't really want to be associated with Gamergate, but that's free money.
Yeah. Our support of this charity does not in any way mean that we agree with blah, blah, blah. Like, it's that simple.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Speaking of video games, we do have the rest of that playing with privilege list, if you guys want to go over that.
Yay.
I don't know if you're interested.
We can do a few more.
But I think we did 1 through 10 last time, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, getting ready for our second tour in Iraq. Let's go.
All right. I can't see that because if I click back, damn it. Okay. 11. I can be relatively sure my thoughts about video games won't be dismissed or attacked based solely on my tone of voice, even if I speak in an aggressive, obnoxious, crude, or flippant manner. No. I just don't agree with that one at all.
Yeah, that's wrong.
Because I think if you're being obnoxious, people are going to dismiss you in general.
If you're a squeaker, people are going to dismiss you.
Oh God,
they're going to tell you to go away.
Oh,
I love squeakers. Those were my favorite when I played on Xbox Live.
Squeakers.
And what was really funny was just be like, "Are you a boy or a girl?" Because I can't tell. They just set them off because it's such a silly thing to get upset over. Like, oh, your voice sounds somewhat feminine. Ah, that's terrible. Let's see. Number 12. I can openly say that my favorite games are casual, odd, non-violent, artistic, or cute, without fear that my opinions will reinforce the stereotype that men are not real gamers. I don't get that one at all.
I can't openly say that because I like some of the violent, non-artistic.
Like, you can say you like The Sims 3 and still be considered a gamer.
Yeah, I don't see that has anything to do with anything.
If you play a game.
Yeah, you can be a casual gamer. There's going to be the occasional asshole that says you're not a gamer, but it doesn't matter.
That's the no true gamer fallacy.
I mean, because I'm sure anyone would shit on the amount of games I don't play.
No, I'm absolutely a casual gamer.
And all of us in here could probably be told the same thing by somebody who does it.
Who plays Crusader Kings 2 and won't fucking let go that maybe not everybody likes the game.
And some plebeians, don't want to challenge. They don't want to, any sense of, complication when they're playing. They just want to, get in the game and point and shoot. And, that's fine. They're gamers too. They're just retarded as well.
That is true. I am retarded.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
Moving
on from the childish tirade of a sad story.
Sad 12-year-old.
Number 13. Older than class. When purchasing most major video games in a store, chances are I will not be asked if or assumed to be buying it for a wife, daughter, or girlfriend. So I guess apparently, and this is probably something that does happen.
Girls.
Are you buying that for your boyfriend?
I could see that happen.
People at GameStop are just generally douchebags.
They obviously don't know the type of girls that I know, because they would assume that, because first of all, who the fuck goes to an actual store to buy a video game? And second of all, I'm not going to. So if I go there, I'm probably buying it for someone else.
Well, here's the thing. I know that this does happen, but I know it's extremely uncommon. But I think this is sort of like the people that think that the full moon causes like some sort of weird behavioral effect on people.
That is true.
It's they're looking for it, so they see it more than they see all the thousands of transactions that don't have this happen.
It's confirmation bias.
Mm-hmm.
And in a lot of cases,
ignore the
people that do that get fired because nobody wants them selling shit in their store.
Not at GameStop. No, at GameStop, I fully believe that they get rewarded for being douches. Like I've been.
Oh yeah, I've dealt with that. Like I went to a store 20 minutes before it closed, and the guy was so rude I left without buying anything.
Yeah.
He was like, "We're gonna close, sir," and I'm like, "You guys on your sign says you're open 20 minutes, and on the internet it said you're open for like another hour. You guys might want to, deal with that thing on the internet." And the guy's like, "Well, that has nothing to do with what time we're closing, sir." And he got really pissy about it, and I'm like, "Well, I was gonna walk in and buy like a $200 hard drive for my Xbox, but now I'm gonna get it online instead." So fuck
you,
off.
man.
Yeah.
Have you ever?
So all you have to do is just like wait an extra 20, 30 minutes for whatever the fuck you want to do. You're gonna take another hour to close anyways, and so you can go home and jerk off.
Literally, he would have just had to grab something off the shelf, scan it, and take my fucking cash.
That's it. Yeah, it's really
it would have been less than it took him to get through the line.
It's not a hard job. I mean, it's not. I mean, I'm sure you deal with shitty people.
It's not like you have to fire the oven back up and
cook like
condiments all over and get dirty.
Yeah. Well, there used to be a store.
I mean, I would understand that, like if you whipped it out and started like dragging your nuts all over the games and stuff. And, like, okay, that kind of realized, maybe I should be rude
across the line.
Sometimes I've thought of that. I'll be honest.
We should take a moment of silence to honor all those brave GameStop employees who died from game lung this past year.
Actually, to be fair though, there's one GameStop in the town that I'm in that's actually really good, and I'm going to say most of their staff is women, and they're all super polite and super helpful. So I'm not saying that's because they're girls. I'm just saying that's the only store that's GameStop that I'll go to.
But they're not gamers.
Oh, which one is that? Is that the one downtown?
Oh no, they're total gamers.
No, they can't be
because they're women.
They don't have a joystick. is what I'm saying.
Oh god. No, it's the one over in Cottingtown, which
those are great.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, the ladies that worked there were super nice, and they knew way more than I did about.
Unlike you two jerks.
I was there just the other day myself. They were super friendly.
Well, we're all in Maine. I think we should point that out to everybody. We all live in Maine.
We all live like 10 minutes away from each other.
Oh yeah.
Circle jerks.
After this, we're all gonna go out to dinner. Like Rooster Teeth. So let's talk about our meal. Let's go to the
Let's go to Pizza Hut.
You know, the place with the stuff that does the thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pizza Hut. Pizza Teeth. Rooster Hut.
Rooster Hut. Yeah, we're gonna go to Rooster Hut.
Oh,
That
God,
was so crappy.
I didn't find out the Rooster Teeth phone number, so I can't call them for pizza.
Oh man, I mean, go watch any of their videos. I'm sure they're gonna put ads up for us.
648-8888.
Hold on.
It's 555.
555.
I love that they have to do that because some asshole will actually call the number and be like, "Hello, is this fucking, you know?"
Is this Rooster Teeth pizza?
You know, I'd call that number. I'll be honest. I'm that kind of guy.
In hopes at the one time.
Is that a real phone number?
I sent Rooster Teeth a package. Well, more effectively, Achievement Hunter. I don't know that I sent it to the correct address, but it was one of their addresses that I found.
And what did you send, sir?
So I
called Anthrax.
I wrote a letter in crayon on construction paper, and then I drew pictures for everybody and included a cork because Jeff had been talking about shitting like in every single video.
Oh yeah.
Half of the video for like a week or two.
He was sick.
So I sent like a cork or something with it, and then I drew like a picture of him using it to help him out.
I wouldn't be surprised if they kept that.
I drew a picture of a dead puppy for Ryan and included that my mom said I couldn't send a real one because it wouldn't be nice to send, you know.
Not today.
He might not have the stuff to take care of it or something. I forget what else I drew. Like maybe like somebody giving a hug to one of them because they always talk shit about themselves. It was pretty silly, but I kept the whole thing in character like I was a really young kid who had no idea what was going on.
And I can't wait to work there one day.
Yeah. Oh, I drew a beard with wings for Jack.
Nice.
It was a super beard, yeah. No, but it was all done by like a 30-year-old man.
I'm on their website now, and they don't have a phone number.
Yeah, no, I'm sure that's for good reason.
Yeah.
The number of people would be like, "What can I do to get hired there? I want to work with you guys."
Ship has sailed.
So I am going to email them, though. They have an email. I'm going to email them for the pizza.
Email them for the pizza.
Yeah, I think it works like that. Like
if it's not here in 30 minutes or less, it's free. Go.
Oh.
So what toppings do you guys want?
Well, the Rooster Teeth toppings, whatever that is.
Yeah,
presumably some of Gavin's hair.
Official pizza.
Does it come with that
little?
Does it come with that container of beer that Gus made like a long time ago?
Oh fuck.
No, I was just gonna get Fanta orange.
Okay.
Fool.
If that's all right with everybody.
No.
Okay, works for me.
So, Fanta is the worst orange soda ever.
What's the best then? No, Sunkist. Sunkist is worse than Fanta.
No.
What's the best orange?
Is there a good orange soda?
Orange Crush.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Actually, there's an orange cream soda that I think Henry Weinhardt
and Jones
makes. That's really, really good.
Anything from
Jones makes one too, yeah. I don't know if Weinhardt's just a local company or if that's national, but Jones Soda makes a really good one.
No, that's just in your head.
All right, so we're decided we want one meat lovers pizza, one flesh lovers pizza, one Gavin's hair. All medium.
I thought nobody heard me when I said that.
And one orange Fanta.
Can we get some like Rage dipping sauce or something?
They only have garlic. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but if Michael could just bleed into it a little bit,
drizzle it with Rage.
Good lord.
Right. No, I think the sauce is all Michael's blood.
I took my headphones off for like 10 seconds.
Mistake.
Because I was trying to hear something in the other room. And I put it back on. I was like, if only Michael could bleed into it for a little bit.
That is true. After you bleed into it, you drink the blood, and then you become Dracula. That's
or you
become a little more we'd all just start screaming incoherently at like video games for no apparent reason. I get that a lot of people like the Rage Quit, but I cannot watch that shit. It's so dumb.
He's got to be getting tired of it.
Oh, I'm sure, but dude, he makes money off it, so
yeah, that's his
fucking
thing,
milk
though.
that shit.
So you want me to yell at a TV screen and fuck up
You're
a lot?
gonna pay me like thousands of fucking dollars.
Make sure it's not.
All right.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Make sure it's not forced, though. Oh wait.
Yeah.
Like at the beginning, it was genuinely he was pissed off, but it's like now he has to sit down and get pissed off at a game, and it's not.
You can always just ask someone to punch you in the face, you know?
That is true. I do that.
Like, fucking hit me!
You know what I was...
Son of a bitch! Okay.
You got to clap when you do that, so people know when the syllables are breaking and.
What?
No, you got to clap like when you're telling somebody to hit you, just so they can hear each individual syllable better.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Do that.
Should we move on to number 14? Because that kind of killed that combo.
Definitely.
I mean, it was a good tangent.
We're still doing the list.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, the vast majority of game studios, past and present, have been led and populated primarily by people of my own gender, and as such, most of their products have been specifically designed to cater to my demographic. That's such a dumb comment.
That might be true, though. Like, lots of companies, go towards a demographic.
It's implying a connection between males making the product and it being solely for men. Like, because men are the ones designing it, it's obviously only going to ever be for men.
No, they market it that way because
there's a lot of men who create makeup, and it's solely for women. So that's just it's.
No, it's just effective marketing.
Game studios make games that sell. If it were selling to make the games that a lot of these social justice warrior types want,
then
they'd make more of those. And as you can see from indie game companies like Minecraft, a lot of these games are being made and becoming more and more popular. And I think that you'll see a shift in the type of games over the next few years, and in a positive way. Because I don't think anybody really has an objection to.
Now you're just like a liberal. You're just going off the deep end now. Now you're
I don't think anybody has an objection
progressing and making progress. And
I think the objection that a lot of people have when they talk to like the Sarkeesian types is that they're saying like, yeah, but you don't have to stop making, Grand Theft Auto to have these good games. That's not how it works. That's unrealistic. You don't have to shut down Call of Duty to have games that aren't involving a war.
Yeah.
Why don't you just create more games?
Turns out there's different kinds of games.
It's a meritocracy, and whatever the best games are going to sell, and everyone's going to get what they want.
Mm-hmm. And I've heard that argument coming from their side too. It's like, actually, one of the guys who read this list, he made a video in which he was that was one of his lines, pretty much like, we can have both of these games, my text-based crap, and then good shooters and grand strategy games like Crusader Kings 2.
To bring it back to Crusader Kings.
Dude.
It always comes back.
Oh, man. Well done, sir. Well
It's
done.
always about Crusader Kings 2. But anyway, it's like, that's not what's happening,
Or that's not what's being pushed for.
Grand Theft Auto is getting pulled out of stores, and this is being hailed as a victory by everybody on your side. This isn't like you're not arguing this.
It's supply and demand. I mean, if people demand that type of stuff, then someone will supply it.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Like, I'm sure it's still in GameStop.
No one wants that other crap, and no one's going to make it.
If anything, GameStop probably had something to do with getting it pulled out of Target's shelves. Because they're like, well, more customers for us, bitches.
They're like, yes!
Score. Hell yeah.
Oh, by the way, that first petition, or the second petition to get the Bible banned, actually has gotten more signatures than the first one.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Well, yeah, the Bible's way fucking worse if you look at it.
Yeah, there's a lot of incest and sleeping with children in that book.
Keeping slaves.
Compared to, like, they're just killing bitches and
Grand Theft Auto. Everybody except for, like, 2 of every animal and, like,
the problem is, Grand Theft Auto doesn't say, to be a good person, you need to go do all this stuff. The Bible kind of does.
Wouldn't that make the Grand Theft Auto
do all this stuff?
more moral?
Yeah, it's like a direct instruction book versus, just a fiction
that you play for fun.
Book. Yeah.
Oh, here's a good one. 15. I can walk into any gaming store and see images of my gender widely represented as powerful heroes, villains, and non-playable characters alike.
That's true. For everyone.
I'm going to say that there are far more female characters than male characters in video games in general.
I wouldn't say that.
And,
I think it's still a pretty heavily male protagonist.
Male dominant.
well, especially in NPCs. Because what do guys want to see? They want to see hot girls.
But it's not guys like me that are the heroes. It's like super buff Hercules type dudes.
Yeah.
Like these, like, I don't confuse myself with the hero that they're talking about.
Yeah, the best way to dispel this is to ask them to name one wimpy, non-masculine male character from a game.
Most of the people that complain about it aren't actually gamers. Yeah. A lot of them really just don't play video games and are open about it.
Yeah, they just watched, a Grand Theft Auto trailer, and they don't want people to enjoy that because they don't enjoy it.
Exactly. Well, they don't want them to enjoy it because they don't agree with it, and it's like, well, that doesn't make any sense. And well, then they use the logic that it affects how people act, and which is just ridiculous in general. But whatever.
Yeah, because violence wasn't around before video games.
No.
Well, as you can clearly see, the number of accidents where people just randomly drive into the sidewalk, murdering dozens of people at a time, have
I
jumped.
swear I'm not guilty of that at all.
Hilarious. Yeah. I cannot get enough of that. Or just running into people on motorcycles and watching their bodies like slamming.
Or taking an RPG-7 and repeatedly hitting somebody's house only to cause no damage at all.
Yeah.
That is my favorite.
Clearly, these things have started happening in real life so incredibly often that it's become a real issue.
Oh,
and
definitely.
It's because Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, the cheat code problem in New York City is the worst it's been in 15 years. People are cheating in helicopters. It's a madhouse out there.
Well, and get ready, peyote use is going to climb by drastic amounts because you can use peyote in Grand Theft Auto now.
Finally.
For that.
Fucking dummies.
Peyote?
Lots of people are going to turn into cats, too.
I mean, Grand Theft Auto is, like, known for, like, being on the forefront, but, like, they dropped the ball when it came to drugs. Like, lots of other games did drugs before Grand Theft Auto. But now that Grand Theft Auto has it, it's a huge problem.
Well, they're just the whipping boy. They're the ones that are like so big because they've sold like 1 billion plus copies of their game.
Yeah, they're the triple
like, oh, you guys are evil. I'm like, what? That just doesn't make sense. I don't get where you're coming from here.
And they have penises.
Yeah. So should we call that good? We still have another 10 to go. I don't know if we want to go that far.
No, I think that's good. I'm tapped out.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. I was like, that's been a lot of video game talk. People are probably like, stop it. Nobody fucking cares.
Yeah.
God damn it, guys.
End this fucking torture.
End this torture. Make it
Well, if you're still alive,
stop.
thank you for surviving with us.
You made it.
It's about time to put this podcast out of its misery.
You win the prize.
I'm gonna go out Old Yeller style.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
I love you, Old Yeller.
I'll kill Old Yeller. He was my dog.
All right. Well, this has been the Untitled Studios podcast number 6. Thank you for joining us. Again, we have Class, and we have Hearth, and we have Mike.
Yay.
And I'm Stabby, and we love you, Old Yeller.